Hey guys, how's it going? It is the Basic Builder back with a brand new building video. It has been a while, but I have been working on some things behind the scenes. If you haven't seen it already, the trailer has recently come out on the 26th. So be sure to go and check that out for Naked and Afraid Season 2. So yes, that's exactly what I have been doing for the last 2 months or so, is working on some content for that, as well as participating in this event. And guys, I tell you what, it has been a blast. But enough with that. Let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So today's video, we're going to be building this nice starter house with a steeper roof, and I'm going to show you the techniques on how I used it to get the steeper roof. And I'm not going to take credit for it because that is actually one of my teammates in Naked and Afraid Season 2, Andy. He actually showed me how to do this, so I'm not going to steal that idea, but I am going to give him the credit for it. And I want to show you how to build this house. So without further ado, go ahead, sit back, relax, and let's jump into the video. All right, so let's go ahead and start with our foundation. So we are going to go with a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to do a 5 by 6. Okay, so I'm actually going to move this a little bit forward, but I just wanted to show that for you. So we're going to start about, let's get our center point in the middle of our plot. Go 1, 2, and 3, 1 and 2, just like that. And now we're going to go ahead and turn up over here and go 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's get that snapped in. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, just like that. Perfect. So that's going to be our foundation. It's going to be plenty big enough, I believe, for a starter house and everything that you need to put in it to begin starting the game. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is take our 2-meter vertical beams, and we're going to place them on the 4 corners as well as in the middle here. So let's go ahead and do that. And then on the sides, we're going to go every 2 meters. So we're going to go like that, kind of just split the difference, and then place on the corner in the middle. And the reason why I'm placing in the middle is I'm actually going to have doors on both sides, kind of like a little walkthrough almost. And so there we have it. Now let's go ahead and put up our walls. So we're going to do a layering effect for the wall. So for now, what we're going to do is just use the normal wall, and we're just going to place this in just like that. Because we're going to have a overhang that's halfway down this wall, we won't have any windows on this side. So for now, we're not going to worry about the front and the back. We're just going to worry about the sides here. And we're going to go ahead and place that down just like that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start our roof. So you can use the scaffolding technique to build where you use your ladders and all that. For the purpose of this video, I'm in debug mode, which means I can fly by pressing Z on the keyboard. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. But like I said, if you just use the scaffolding effect, you can actually get up there and do this as well. So just keep that in mind. All right, so moving on up, first thing what we want to do is we want to actually get our overhang started first. Okay, it's just like off of this corner here, just like that. All right, and then I'm going to come in and place that down just like that. So we use our 45-degree X, then our 45-degree slant beam here. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and delete that as well. So let's do that over here on this side. Go ahead and snap it to the center, and then place your 45-degree beam. There we go. All right, so that kind of gives us our starting point. Now for this, we're going to actually use the 45-degree wood beam, the 45-degree wood cross or the X, and the wooden door. So just make sure you have enough wood in your inventory. So now what we're going to do is grab our door, and we're going to come right over here to this first one, and we're going to snap it to the bottom corner 3. Grab your X and snap it to the center. So what that's going to do is actually give you a little overhang here. And that's exactly how we get that steeper roof. So let's go ahead and put that in, delete your door, and delete your X. And then you can just get rid of your building pieces or collect the wood. And we're just going to repeat that process all the way up until we connect the roof. So let's go ahead and do that now. And the reason why I wanted to do this video is just it adds a little bit more character to a build, I do think. And honestly, I think it's a good look. You know, it's something different from your normal traditional roofs. And speaking of steeper roofs, if y'all have not seen the latest teaser trailer for the Deep North, go check it out. We're getting steeper roofs and it just absolutely looks awesome. So I cannot wait. Builder's dream, new wood pieces, all that good stuff. So, all right. So we're almost getting to the middle point. You can see that we're starting to turn a little bit yellow, but we're okay there for now. So let's go ahead and again, snap that like so and like so. All right. So we can take that out. So now what I want to do in order to support this is I'm actually going to bring up and use my 2 meter vertical beam, place 2 there, and then we're going to go ahead and place our 1 meter right like that. So that will support all of that right there. Now what we're going to do is just repeat the process here, and then I will go ahead and do it on the back, and then I will come back to the video. All right, so now that we've gotten there, you can see we're already at kind of a difficult little area, and I'm going to show you how we're going to fix that. So let's go ahead and support this again by using our same pattern over here. All right, so now one thing that I like to do when I get to this kind of point of the roof, instead of having it kind of overhang so far, let's just try something really quick. Actually, before I get to that point, let's just see where it's going to land. You know what? That might just work out. So let's continue actually, instead of doing it the harder way. So we're actually going to have a little bit of a cross here, and that's okay. So let's get that put in. And yeah, that'll work. That'll be just fine, just like that. All right, so to close up that little bit of a gap up at the top, because I know when I get ready to place the walls, that's not going to look right. So we're just going to put in a beam like that. And the same thing we're going to do is put in another beam just like that. And we'll leave that a little bit open. I think that'll be nice. Okay, so now that we have that, before I get to the back, I'm going to do the back off screen. What I want to do is add a little bit of more of an overhang this direction. So I'm actually going to take the horizontal 1 meter beam and place it on the edge of every single beam going up. Like that. Okay. And so now we're going to just repeat the same thing over here. Like that. And now what I want to do with that is actually take my ladders. You can use the roof pieces. You can use whatever you want to here. And then we're just going to place the ladders going up. I like to use the ladders because it's just a little bit different of an effect. And I think it looks pretty nice. Okay, so we got that. And place those down just like, well, let's get it in there. There we go. And then what you can do is just come right back over the top and use your normal wood pieces. Follow that same pattern like we have done. There we go. Is that correct? Looks correct. Just like that. I feel like I'm missing one right here. So let's take this back down for a second. All right, let's try that one more time. Trial and error. That's the fun about building in games, is you have to just take your time. There it is. Now we got it. All right, so you see how that adds a nice little overhang and nice little effect. It kind of beefs it up a little bit too. Good touch to me. All right, so bear with me. Let me jump off screen. I'm going to go ahead and complete the back, and then we'll come back into the video. So give me just a second. All right, so once you complete that, this is what you will be left with. And so now what we're going to actually go and do is start actually adding the roof tiles in. And I will show you how to do that. And then we'll go ahead and start working on the decoration on the inside and the exterior. So let's go ahead and jump into that. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in and grab our 45-degree roofs. And we're just going to start placing them down. Let's go ahead and just use our snapping points, make it easy on ourselves. Like so. All right. And make sure that you hit every single beam like that. And you're just going to follow the pattern all the way up. As we go into the inside now, you can see really exactly how it was layered, as well as the steeper roof. So again, a normal roof is just 45 degrees, like so. Whereas the steeper roof will be a little bit more steeper than that. So it's more of maybe a 50 or 55 degrees. On the steepness, I guess you could say. So yeah, that's exactly how we have. So now how I'm going to teach you to do now is fill all of this in, and we're going to utilize our wooden walls here. So best thing to do is to start from the inside here. And again, we're just going to snap it directly to those beams, just like that. And we're going to stop at this cross section. We're not going to fill in that top part. So let's go ahead and do that on all four sides. There we go. And there we go. Now, if you're in early game, you can use the wooden chimneys. For this build, though, I'm going to use this stone, and I'm going to place the chimney over here. So we'll get to that here momentarily. All right, so now what we're going to go ahead and do now that we've filled this in is we're going to define some windows and doors and all of that. So I'm going to take the 1x1 wall here, and we're actually going to go ahead and rotate that in just like so. And then let's go ahead and do that on all four sides. And we're going to leave that little trim piece on the inside of the house. Now, what I want to do next is do the same thing here, except I'm going to rotate that and put the trim piece on the outside. And let's just line this whole entire bottom wall on all four sides, or on two sides, I guess you could say. Just like that. And so what that'll do is actually line up on the edge out here as well. So you can see how now low to the ground it is. That's why I wanted to, we're going to just layer up there and all that good stuff. So the windows here, you can either you can use this section here or the taller section. For this particular build, I'm actually going to use the taller roof piece, or the taller windows here on the front and the back. So what we're going to do is go ahead and close the rest of the stuff in. So we're just going to do this just like that. And then we'll make some nice windows. Just like this. There we go. And it's okay if it overlaps a little bit. I know you might have a little bit of clipping, but that's all right. All right. Last thing, what we're going to go ahead and do is place in a 2 meter horizontal beam there, all the way across the top. And then we're going to do the same thing on the bottom here. Now, I know it's not a full 2 meters, but you will get the idea. And if you really just want to dress it up, you could actually bring those 2 meters all the way across. So let's just do that. There we go. And then to close off the ends here, we're just going to go ahead and turn that with the 2 meter verticals and place them in just like that. There we go. Now, last thing we can do is let's put in a floor. So let's go ahead and grab our floor pieces. So you can get fancy and you can get crazy with this. I'm just going to keep it simple and just rotate every other floor piece for now. And when we get ready to do the chimney, just be careful. If you are playing with fire hazard on, don't burn your building down. So, yeah, that's the tip of the day. All right, almost done here. There we go. And now I'm just going to go ahead and place these down on all the opposites. Then just like that. There we go. And then rotate it. There we go. Now, if you wanted to, you could, I guess, put in fireplaces here in the middle and have it escape through the top. But I'm going to put it in over here on the side. So let's go ahead and do that now. So you're going to take out those 2 middle pieces. And again, that's why I wanted to put these wood in. Take out those, just like that. And go ahead and take out your foundation pieces there. So I'm going to use the foundation or these wall pieces here to actually lay out how big I want my chimney to actually be. So we're going to utilize this area here for the chimney. And like I said, I want to use stone here. You don't have to use stone, but I just want to use the stone just to add a little bit of a contrast here. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's do this really quick. There we go. Let's snap it down to the bottom there. That way we know it's stable. And like I said, if you don't have stone at this point in the game for you, then obviously you can just use the wood. All right, so now that we have that placed down, let's go ahead and build this up. Just like so. And we're just going to do the staggered pattern every other, like so. There we go. All right, let's get to the outside and just jump up here. And we're just going to build this up. And so for the campfire, you're only going to need a 1x1 meter to actually allow for it to escape. So this will be plenty of room for the smoke to actually escape out of the chimney. And there we go. So let's just continue stacking some stone. Like so. You can go as high as gravity will allow you. We're going to go up just a little bit higher. And then I will show you how I stop the smoke from, or the rain from putting out my fire. So you can, one of two things, you can actually take this vertical beam and place it with a 45-degree, place it right there in the corner. And that will actually still allow the smoke to escape. Or if you're using stone at this point, then you can come back and use the arch and just allow that one little area here. So I'm going to use the arch and get this snap just right. So that will be now where the smoke escapes. Let's go up one more on the height. And there we have it. That's nice looking. All right. So if I want to, and this is totally optional, if you want to carry this pattern all the way around, then you can also go in and add the wood around the edge like so. That looks nice. As well as we can trim it out a little bit. So you can put the trim pieces in that matches your roof. And let's go ahead and kind of just trim that out just like that. And we'll do the same thing here. And let's just close off this corner. There. That don't look half bad. All right. So now for the inside, again, let's go ahead and bring in our stone piece. Let's pull this out really quickly. There we go. And we can go ahead and do the stone columns. Let's add that piece in there, and then we'll just cap it off with a nice little arch. There we go. And then the last thing is to put our flooring back in. There we go. And if you want to, you can cap it off. And then just go ahead and place your fire down. So this will be plenty big enough to hold your cauldron. If you're at that point in the game, you've gotten your 10. If not, then you can just use your normal cooking station. So as long as they are over fire, then you'll be able to do that. And this, I know this chimney area is not big enough for a lot, but just keep in mind that this is an early stage build. Let's go ahead as well. Grab your 45-degree roofs and let's just match this row here. Let's not do that. Okay. I wasn't thinking that it was going to interfere there, so we're not going to do that. If you want to, you can dress it up however you want. So for now, I'm just going to do that and maybe just put in a 45-degree beam just to make it look a little bit fancy or something. I don't know. You can just have fun with it. Just have fun with it. So let's do the same thing here, which we already did actually. So let's just take that out. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And we'll take that out too. There we go. I like that better. And like I said, all we're doing at this point is just kind of dressing it up. So you kind of get the point. All right. Last thing we're going to do is close off the rest of this. And again, you can use your imagination however you want to do this. It is up to you. I am going to actually utilize the vents here. And I'm going to just kind of, let me take that part out really quick. And that wall out. And that wall out there. And we can just do that just like that. And then we can just put these walls back in. There we go. So let's repeat that over here. And again, this is however you want to do it. You do not have to copy me unless you just want to. And in that case, thank you. Alrighty. Let's finish that off over here. Since we already know what we're doing, let's just take all that out and place this in just like that, trying to just hide all that back in there. And last but not least, one more side. I think the pole fences are a very good option early game to get some nice decoration without breaking the bank. There we go. All right, and now let's go ahead and put our door in. So we need to take out that piece there. You can grab your door, rotate it however you want to. Let's go ahead and cap it off at the top. And then you have some nice big windows up top to do whatever it is that you want. So we could use the arches, create a nice little look like that. So let's do that. There we go. Grab our door. Move that. There we are. And there we are. Yeah. That doesn't look half bad. So you have plenty of room in here to be able to build and do whatever you want. You can place multiple beds down. You can have a little kitchen, workbenches on either side of the fireplace, however you want to do it. So use your imagination, have fun. I'm going to go ahead and decorate the interior of this, do a little bit of exterior work, and then I will send it over to the cinematic. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in, watching this tutorial on how to build this steeper roof house. I hope you have fun with it. And again, if you have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.